Yes.
Under the commissioners, the same topic we were talking about. Are you going to go ahead and spend money on Iowa Street, even though you know that you cannot possibly put a prison in there?
I don't know that. Do you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
all do.
I know you can't put a prison in there. Everybody in the county knows you can't put a woman's detention center in there. And yet you're going ahead and you're spending money like there's no tomorrow, taxpayers' money, and it's all for nothing. It seems to me, Mr. Ambrosini, the only thing you've done since you've been a commissioner is try to run this county into bankruptcy. Because you're spending money and spending money and spending money for no good reason. Why do we need a second website? We have a Fayette County website. You could put any information about the prison that you want the public to have, which I must say, it's very, very little. Because you don't want the public to know what you're doing. But you could put the information on the Fayette County website. We don't need to create another one and spend more money. And when you ran for office, you promised jobs. Well, the only jobs I can see you brought to the county is the jobs you created for your friends. Because I don't know of another job that you created. And there's no need to pay this zoning because eventually you're going to abandon Iowa Street. You have to. When the newspaper tells you that it's wrong to consider Iowa, there's something there's truth in that because the newspaper sticks up for you no matter what you do. That's wrong. That's all I got to say. It's disgusting.
Most certainly.
Any other comments on any of this?
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Charles Bittner. I was in jail in Fayette County from 22nd February to 23 December of this last year. Okay, I know about the health care system there. There is none. Unless you have knowledge of people in the cell, in the system above you, you don't get nothing. You have an attitude. You go in there with an attitude because you're dope sick or with withdrawals from narcotics, drugs. You give a nurse an attitude, that's it. They have attitude back and they don't want to help you. I had an incident early in this when I was in jail. I had symptoms of a stroke. Okay? I didn't get to see the doctor until Tuesday. This was a Thursday. It was all brushed, the whole day it was all brushed aside. Oh, we'll get to you. We'll get to you. Oh, I'll tell the nurse. I'll tell the nurse. CEOs and the nurses. Both funny. All day long. Finally at midnight, after med pass at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock that night, the nurse on duty came in and said, oh, I hear you have problems. Hey, I've had problems all day. Well, okay, don't worry about it. We'll get you to see the doctor on Tuesday. This was Thursday. Now, I've had 3 mini strokes in my life. I know what the symptoms are. I've had 3 minor heart attacks. I know what those symptoms are. When I say I have symptoms of something like that, I'm not making it up. I did 21 years in the service, United States Army. Never sick one day of my life. Never called off nothing. But then I come in here and get treated like an animal to begin with. I have no rights over there. I'm treated like, and I was in jail for child support. 2 6 months consecutively, or unless I can find a job. Now, how are you going to find a job when you're in jail? I know that. You council members should know that. You commissioners know that. Even child support knows that. Domestic relations knows that. I had people out there trying to find me jobs. No answers. And they couldn't even help me. Finally, we got Commissioner Zamkowski with the veterans who finally helped me enough to get out before my February 27th sentence was over. Okay, I was put on psych meds because of the stroke symptoms I was having on that next Tuesday when I saw the doctor. Never had mental problems, never been on psych meds in my whole life. Got out on 23 December. They gave me 5-day supply of this psych med. I ran out on the 28th. I had withdrawals. I had to go to the hospital to get a referral to go to see Chestnut Ridge to get my prescription renewed so I can wing off of it. Because I don't need them. But I was put on them. For what reason? I don't know. Asked the doctor. He couldn't tell me. I got transferred. I got rented out 2 other jails while I was incarcerated. I went to Greene County for 15 days, and then I went to Bedford County for 5 months. I was in Bedford County. Their psychiatrist took me into their office, called me into the nurse's office, asked me specifically on a video conference, why am I on psych meds? And I told him the reason why. He goes, you're not depressed? You don't have any suicide thoughts? No. I gave him my reason. He said, well, we have to check into that. I'm still waiting for the check-in. And I'm not. So yeah, there's a big problem with the medication and the healthcare system over there. Brian Miller, the warden, never met the man except the day I got called up to his office for a conference. He didn't even know I was in jail. The veterans didn't even know I was in jail. It's amazing how people don't know I'm in there. And I know for a fact on the streets of Fayette County, people know who I am. Just because of my family members and all the people that helped me protest what I was in there for. Okay, my religion was brought up into this too, which I'm not real happy about either. But that's another meeting. We'll discuss that later. And that's not on the agenda. But like I said, mats during inspections, prison knows them. Oh my God, there's a state inspection. They pull mats out of closets, brand new mats. Pull them out, put them in the cells. So when the inspectors come in, oh, okay, everybody's good. Then as soon as they leave, I give it a day, maybe a half a day, all their mats are going back into the closet. You have people over there sleeping on steel, on plastic, hard boats, and also on the floor when they get overcrowded because they run out of mats, they run out of beds, they run out of cots. I know for a fact, I was there. I was down in intake most of my time when I was in Fayette County. 17 people in an open bay, you cannot do nothing in. It's a fire hazard, it's a safety hazard. I was there the night the man hung himself, which we can't talk about because the investigation's still going on. But yeah, I was there, I know it. I know what I'm saying is true. What are y'all gonna do about it?
Build a new prison.
I agree that the facility is grossly too small.
And I know for a fact we can't do any renovations.
See, this is where you talk about how to get rid of some of those prisoners.
Because it's hooked up to the courthouse. Yes, I know it is.
You know, it's just too small, and it's not designed.
Again, I'm not denying that we need a new facility. But if we put a new facility in, what's going to say the new facility is going to be running better than what this one is?
That's right. That's the key. Yeah, that's right.
Well, there'll be a lot of things that will change.
Like what?
Yeah,
I wanna
okay.
know. I really like to know. If I have to go back to prison, I like to know what's going to change. Because if I don't get my child support paid, I'm going back. Because I can't find a job because I have a felony on my record. Anywhere in this town, you know anybody hiring felons? I have job services out there working for me, trying to find me a job. Guess what? That's how many accounts I got right now. That's how many offers for a job. None. And I'm a veteran. No wonder no one wants to come back to this hometown shit. Yeah, good, yeah, sure. I'll be quiet now because I'm starting to curse. But I want an answer. What are we gonna do about it? What are you gonna do to change it? If we get a new facility and we get state inmates in there, all that's gonna change over there. What's gonna happen? I wanna know. What's gonna help the town with healthcare? If I go back, they put me on psych meds again. That ain't gonna happen. A refusal of them is just denial, and then it's against the rules and regulation. I'll be destructive, and they'll be throwing me in a hole.
Well, sir, let me just tell you a few things. I mean, obviously, you know, we're working on building a new facility.
And
So
can't
we do
find
have
out.
the proper, so we do have the proper space, the proper counseling rooms.
Who's gonna
that
counsel?
now. The other thing we're doing is we're developing new programs with behavioral health, even with child abuse services, drug and alcohol. But the kind of one of the things that I'm pretty excited about actually is working with Penn State to develop internships where Penn State will be able to get significant research